Prince! Francis. Can I have the leash? Do you have the leash? Okay, we're gonna do this a little differently. I'm not gonna give him correction. I am gonna let him go. I'm just trying to find his threshold. Oh, that one got your attention. One finally got his attention. It was just a little. I'm over it, dude. Chill. Chill. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna go farther away. And there's just a constant pull. I mean, it's so hard to keep the leash loose. Okay, walk Prince out, holding Prince, filming us. So where do I begin here? You guys are gonna see a crazy session. There are people who saw Prince get mad at him in the pre-intro and are like, oh my God, I can't believe you let a dog get mad at another dog. This is terrible. Then there's people who started to watch the video and saw him meet Prince through the gate and the way he was, or through the fence and the way he was looking at Prince. And you guys are like, yeah, he should have gotten whooped right then and there, would have been the best thing for him. I'm talking to everybody, so I'm just going to give you my exact diagnosis. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told these people. I would not say anything to you guys that I would not say to them in real time. So I'm going to read to you the information that these clients and all clients give me before the session. Slight reactivity to people on and off leash, mostly pulling and lunging. Pretty extreme reactivity to dogs on and off leash, yelping, crying, pulling, and lunging. Reactivity to dogs began around 10 to 11 weeks of age, crying, barking, pulling to get the other dogs. He pulled on leash pretty much consistently until 11 months. We began to use Joel's methods, and without distraction, he walks relatively loose on the leash until he sees a dog, and then he flips out. I even asked them, you'll hear me maybe in a minute say, is this normal? Which is, I ask them all the time. Sometimes dogs come out and they're worse than they are at home. Sometimes they come out and they're way better. That's usually the case. But him freaking out the way you see and the way you're going to see is what these people deal with every day walking this dog. And they spend a lot of time with him and a lot of time training him. He is a very difficult dog. So that guy goes, yeah, this is how he is every walk. And I was like, you deal with this every single walk like this? He's like, yes, this is the way this guy freaks out. So we're going to go to original audio. Then we're going to come back to voiceover. Here's the other thing. This is the last video you'll see of shaky video. We fixed the camera problem. I apologize. It is shaky, but that's it. We now have it back to normal. I just want to get this crazy energy out of him. Let him go. All right, now you're gonna see him meet Prince. Look at this. He is so focused. He is so uncool to another dog. This is completely not okay. Remember what I said? Look at this. Look at these nips. You'll see him start to nip. These are not nice I love you things. These are jerky things. Look at Prince. He's like, holy mackerel. And then this dog gets just distracted. He's just not around dogs, so he's like smelling the side of him. Look at this. Now, why am I not correcting him? It's not going to do anything. That's for one. And I am waiting for Prince to do what Prince eventually did. There is nothing better for this dog. You have to trust me. There is nothing better for this dog. And now I'm just over it. And I'm just like, I know he's not going to bite Prince. Look at this. It's hard to watch, honestly. It's hard to watch. This is hard for me to watch. So, well, yeah, even as I say it's hard for me to watch, that's how I react in real time. We're over it. You guys, when your dogs are out of control, I know you're not a trainer. I know some folks don't have it in them to be hardcore. You have to be over it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how else to tell you this. This society has gotten so soft that you cannot punish your dog for doing this to another dog. Look at this. Didn't fix him. He doesn't care. Oh, Joel, why don't you put an e-collar on him? It's hard for me to watch. It's hard for me to watch. Joel, why don't you put a prong on him? Why don't you put an e-collar on him? You want to ruin this dog? Put a prong collar on him and have him feel that pain when he lunges like that and he feels the pain, and then he starts associating pain with seeing he barely likes dogs as it is. You want to get a Pavlovian response of, with his lunges, how hard they are, he's going to feel a lot of pain when he hits that prong or that e-collar. And then he's going to start associating with other dogs. He doesn't really like dogs that much right now. He's going to really hate dogs then. People come out to me all the time and they have ruined their dog with prong and e-collars. I am so glad these guys didn't use this because they told me on the forums they didn't use it. We actually did basically fix this dog in this session. It was an amazing, mentally difficult session for me, but we essentially fixed this dog. He had not been with dogs. We got him with all these dogs. You saw him how annoying he was to Meisha. Now he's obsessed with Prince. Maybe because Prince is unneutered, maybe because it was the first dog he met. Look at this. Prince can't even do anything. Oh, look at this. Run into Prince. Oh, Joel, why don't you fix it? Actually, I've heard that before in the comments. There's like old school trainers, right? And they would never think to use a dog to train another dog. I don't know why they would never think of it, because they're small-minded, basically, or because they essentially don't know how to train a Prince or a Bosco. I know how to train a Prince and Bosco and use a Prince and Bosco. So they're like, they can't believe that I would let a dog do the job. This dog, the single greatest thing for this dog was getting whooped by Prince. The single greatest thing in his life. These owners have done a great job with this dog. They work with him all the time. They train him all the time. They walk him. They can't get him around other dogs for obvious reasons, but they do a good job. But they can't handle this. They can't handle this little crazy French Bulldog tank. They don't know what to do. No one knows what to do. He is a difficult dog. So Prince had to do his job. And if you notice, when you see Prince get mad at him, you're going to see two unbelievable things, okay? Look at this. He gets mad at him a little bit, and it only gets him more worked up. Look at him. Look at him. He likes to fight. Prince knew he's going to have to go at him harder at some point. Or Prince was basically like, if he goes at me harder, I need to go harder, because those little corrections don't work. Just like on the leash, the little corrections don't work. This guy needs to be told what's up in no uncertain terms, okay? Obsessed with Prince. And we got him with a bunch of dogs. So that's half the battle. Half the battle was just going, get with a bunch of dogs so they're not new to you, desensitization, satiation,
get with a ton of dogs, but he actually needed to be corrected hardcore by Prince or by another dog. I just wouldn't have let another dog go far because they're not my dog. The thing with your dog getting mad at another dog, which I'm not saying you do, no trainers do this. I don't get it. Write it in the comments. If you know trainers who, that Cane Corso page, she does that. I don't know if she does that with random clients' dogs. I really don't know. I follow her. She follows me, but I don't really know. But I don't know why more people don't do this. I think they just don't have the dog or don't know how to raise the dog. So you see two extraordinary things from Prince. One is the pressure he puts on. It's the perfect amount of pressure not to hurt the dog, but to get his point across. I mean, pressure by bite strength or degree of bite. And the other thing is how quickly I called him out of it. I was surprised. I said Prince, and that guy stopped immediately. And I let Prince go. I just stood there. I watched it. I was so happy that it happened because I want to fix this dog. I want to help these people. This dog, you're going to see the body language after Prince gets mad at him. You're going to see everything change. It's not going to be so obvious, but you've seen how, you're going to see him obviously change with Prince, but you're going to see him here. It's going to happen in a minute. You're going to see him just be chill with other dogs. It had to happen. I don't know if this is the part or it's in a minute. Oh yeah, it's in a minute. This is where Prince kind of gets mad at him and he just gets more excited. So Prince at this point is like, it's not doing the trick. Luckily, Cooper came in and kind of got him off Prince a little bit. So he's going to get mad at Francis in a minute. And guys, I know I've said it multiple times. I don't know how else to say it. I wish there were other trainers that did this so that for some of you, I tell Prince good boy because he's dealing with this so well. I wish this wasn't as novel on YouTube and in life as it is. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's other trainers doing this. I'm not bragging. I don't get it completely. Why more people don't do this. There are dogs that have to be corrected by other dogs. Nothing works. Nothing works. The prong doesn't work. The E doesn't work. Us getting mad at them doesn't work. He's the perfect example of this. You saw me grab him. You saw me correct him. I told you what a prong or an E would do to him. So where are our options? Okay, grabbing and getting mad at him doesn't work. Correcting him doesn't work. None of it works. Guess what works? And the proof's in the pudding. You can see it in this video. Prince whooping him is what works. I don't know why it's not done more. I will never get it. I did this with Bosco. You saw those YouTube shorts. If you haven't, go back to my shorts of Bosco being sort of doing the most amazing things in the world. I think Bosco taught me to do this method for me to let Bosco do his thing. And then it carried over to Prince, and I use Prince in the same way as Bosco. So maybe that's why. Maybe it takes a dog to teach a trainer. Bosco was so extraordinary that he taught. Okay, here it is. Here. Look at this guy. And I'm going to tell you what I told them. Here it is. Here it is. Perfect. Stops. Perfect. And then he's like, oh my God. He's like shell-shocked. Greatest thing for him. This dog goes through life doing whatever. I shouldn't say goes through life because these owners have done a great job with what they have. But he goes through life and he just flips out on leash. And with dogs, I'm not going to sit here and say it's dominance. I think there's an aspect to it, but there's a boldness. There's a physicalness. He will run up and launch himself at dogs. I just didn't let it happen. There would have been the fight if I would have let it happen before I calmed him down on the leash and with the butt touch method and all that. The fight would have been gnarly. Like, it happened kind of at the right time, actually, because he was calm enough to understand it. If I would have just opened that gate or let him off the leash earlier, he would have went to Prince with so much energy that Prince would have had to get more hardcore with him, or he wouldn't have been able to take the correction. He would have been so out of... Look at this. It's a different dog. He's a different dog. And this is what I'm telling these people right now. And again, I wouldn't say anything to you that I wouldn't say to them. Okay, so I'm going to preface this a little bit. Here's a first time lying down since he arrived. after getting the corrections that he got. That's what we got what we wanted. We have a chill dog. They've never had a chill dog. I can't tell you how much that dog needed that. Okay, here's what I'm telling the owners. Being a bully is a bad word in today's society. It's always been a bad word. 40 years ago when I was a little kid, it was a bad word. But if you have kids, you know, like bullying, it has become this like horrible, horrible thing. So I hesitate to use the word bullying because there's a connotation with it, like, oh my God, my dog's a bully, that's the worst thing. But I told them this, and I'll tell you this. He's kind of a bully. He's kind of a bully. Everyone watching this knows how you deal with a bully. Nobody watching this goes, yeah, you placate to bullies. Yeah, you let them rule and just kind of give them what they want, and then they'll stop being bullies. No. You punch a bully in the face. I told them this. I'm telling you this. Okay? He was being a bully. We saw it. Prince was, for minutes, you saw the video of Prince going, please stop. I'm going to avoid you. Please stop. Okay, I'm going to kind of get mad at you. Please stop. Please stop. All right. Okay, I'm giving Prince love. This is what I do after something like that. Okay? I'm telling him a good job. It's probably a little late, but he got it still. I could have done a little sooner. I did a little bit afterwards, but I gave him a real one right there. So I know I've said it's the best thing for him, but I can't tell you kind of enough. We changed this dog today. These people paid for one session. They can now probably get this dog with other dog. He's a changed dog. Now, we still have work to do on leash reactivity, but dogs are not as new to him. He's going to walk down the street and he's going to be 30% from one private session what he was. Without a prong, without a knee, and without treats. Because he's satiated and he learned that dogs are not things that can just be ran up on and used by him. He uses them. He says, I want to do this to you, and I'm going to do this to you, and I'm going to invade all boundaries, and I'm going to do with you what I want to do with you. And he now knows that dogs don't always he didn't know it. And in a way, it's not his fault. Like, he just didn't know. He was just living his life, doing what his brain told him to do. It's these Frenchies, I think I said at the beginning, maybe I didn't, they're not Einsteins of the dog world. They are absolute tanks. Their heads are literally super hard. He doesn't go to the owners, he goes the other way. We wanted to cool them off. It wasn't that hot that day, but their nervous system gets worked up. You got to calm these guys down. And my goal was to get this guy so worked up that he actually, the physical and the mental energy subsides forever. I'm not saying he's going to be this calm with every group of dogs. He's going to have bursts, but we calmed this guy from one session 10% for the rest of his life. I know it seems crazy. I would not say it if it wasn't true. I wouldn't say it if I hadn't done thousands of these sessions, then done another one, and the person comes out and goes, wow, that was crazy. You're right. He had never met dogs. He ran with a bunch of dogs, and he got this crazy energy out that we were never able to get out. And now my dog he was 10% calmer for months or forever, for whatever. So I think I explained it pretty well. I'm not sure what I'm saying to him right now. They're going to do another session. They should do another session. I'll film it for you, okay? I'll film it for you because he's never going to be the dog that he was when he showed up. We did change him. By we, I mean, not even me. These dogs and Prince changed this dog. I had very little effect on this dog because he didn't care about me. And if the owners did the same thing, he didn't care. He was mentally out of his mind. He was in a different place. And that's what I learned from those corrections, from those butt touches, from getting mad at him. It calmed him 10%. We don't want 10%. Other trainers are fine selling you 10-session packages. Who's got the time and money for this stuff? In today's world, who's got the time and money for 10 dog training sessions at hundreds of dollars a piece? Some people do, and people do multiple sessions with me. I want the most bang for your buck. I use that term all the time. I told them the most bang for your buck is getting this dog with other dogs. That's what they can't do in life. That's why people come out to me for the most part. I mean, the things I do, the methods, but it's an environment where their dog can get with other dogs. And then we have the conversation on, can you do this can you go to a dog park? Can you have friends come over? Okay, here's the process for that. And I'll say, no, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. No, you shouldn't do that. But yes, you should do that. Okay? So, what questions do you guys have? Okay? Write in the comments the questions that you have about this session. I try to get to all the questions that I think you'll have. Look at him. He's different with dogs. His whole brain changed on that Prince getting mad at him. His whole brain changed. Now look at him. He's going, he's reverting a little bit. You'll see him actually kind of run after Prince a little bit. He's going to need Prince is going to need to get mad at him again. It's fine. It's good. Prince isn't going to hurt him. We left the dog. We left Meisha down there. Meisha's like, why'd you guys leave me? We totally left her. He's going to need Prince or somebody else to tell him what's up. Now, and then maybe we can as well, but it's not going to work as well as dog. Sometimes you guys write in the comments, yeah, dog is the best teacher. Some of you get that. Some of you don't. And listen, you can't really do this. I mean, it's hard to do this in life. If you guys want, I'll post up in the left-hand corner, I'll post how I raised my dog. Okay? How I raised Prince and Bosco to be this. Right? And I can't claim, I'm not going to, Prince too rough. Meisha loves it though. But I can't claim all of it. We got Prince at 4 months. He got returned to the breeder. The dogs we have gotten they're not rescues that were traumatized and I got him at a year old. Could I make a year-old traumatized rescue into almost Prince or Bosco? I believe I could, yes. But I need a dog to get to work right away and be my helper dog. And so they're generally pretty good dogs, have calm parents, or not calm parents. They're both Prince and Bosco are for agility, but their fear can be genetic. They didn't have that. The parents were tested or not tested, but they're like temperament tested and whatnot. So they come from good lines, but the raising process is probably why Prince and Bosco are the way that they are. And guys, I don't explicitly talk to you about this that much. I'll make a video on how I raise my dogs and stuff, but I think you guys get it. If you don't get my attitude on how I am with dogs from these videos, I don't know what you're listening to. Read between the lines. I'm the boss. You are the boss. We are loving of our dogs. We use treats and positive reinforcement with our dogs. But what we say at the end of the day goes. Why did Prince stop getting mad as quickly as he did? Because I'm gonna follow up. If he didn't, I'd go grab him. I wouldn't be mean to him, especially in a difficult situation like this dog. But there's no not listening to me. And I'm not that way with my kids. And really, their dogs, I'll let them have freedom. You've seen me with Prince, let him have freedom. There are some things that are non-negotiable. Recall is non-negotiable. I am coming to get you. Pulling on the leash is non-negotiable. It's not happening. So you think the recall method and the pulling on the leash method are only about recall and pulling on the leash? No. They're a way to train your dog in life and to have your dog be confident and to be able to say, this guy's the leader. Now I can go be a dog and I don't need to worry about other things in life, if that makes sense. All right, now we're going to go somewhere. I don't know where we're going. We'll probably jump around here. Just more footage of this guy. I wanted to just show you, he's not the dog that first met Prince or Meisha. You saw him with those dogs. He was too much. He's not that dog. These guys should come back. They should do another session. The next session, he's going to be so much better, but he's not going to be perfect. The next session, they're going to show up. I'm going to take him off the leash. I'm going to let Prince out. Because now I know he's not really an aggressive dog, by the way. I'll say this to you because I'll say it to them. He's a jerky dog. Listen, and by the way, if you guys or these guys, you didn't birth your dog. This isn't your kid. Like if I say the dog's being a bully or the dog's being a jerk, you didn't give birth to your dog. You got your dog at some age. Don't get offended by that. No one does. Like people get who I am and how I am, and they don't get offended, but I think it's important to repeat. Like you're not everyone's at fault for their dog. So if I say your dog, most of the time I go, that was a total jerky move. They look at me and they go, yes, absolutely, I agree. Some folks in society, not my clients because they came out because they like how I am. Some folks get offended by that. Don't get offended by that. You didn't give birth to this dog. This dog has actual parents that are dogs. Like you just got the dog. Like he's being like this with Cooper. That's okay. Everything post getting whooped was normal, was fully within the normal range, even within the good range, actually. Post getting whooped was in the good range. Pre getting whooped was in the out of control range. Even in the pasture when he was just running and like doing all this stuff. Now he's a perfect dog. Will he be perfect in a week? No, he'll regress a bit. Now he's doing a little more of this, but Cooper doesn't mind it. He'll regress a little bit in a week, but he'll be nothing like he was. And nothing like he was, these folks and most folks can handle. So now I think we're going to go in the office and talk and whatnot. All right, guys, that is the video, okay? It was a crazy video. I get it. It was wild. Showed some stuff you hadn't really seen before. I hope you learned something. Write in the comments the questions that you have, okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course comment on this video.